Prepare for shock and awe. Gold, silver, copper, and zinc. This 30-cent a share company could be looking at life-changing gains. Even Resource Capital Inc., a $1 billion private equity fund made up of expert mining analysts and investors, just quietly took an 18% stake in the company. Learn more at futuremoneytrends.com/hardassets. Greetings and thank you for joining us at futuremoneytrends.com. I'm here with Dale Olmstead of Precious Metals Bullion and Vault. If you want to use a Visa card that is essentially like the gold standard, this is the guy to talk to. Dale, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So Dale, I've seen a couple other companies out there, but before we talk about them, I really want to know what makes your company stand out. If somebody was going to store precious metals and then go on to use a Visa card, what makes your company different from everyone else out there?
That's a great question. First thing I would recommend is you get a core position that you own and hold. If you don't hold it, you don't own it. Then when you start needing to use your metals for money and or transact with it, that's where our company comes into play. You allow us to be a custodian of a small position. We issue a debit card, a checking account debit card, so as you go about your daily business, whether it's a cup of coffee, set of tires, or whatever you want to use your money for, we account for selling just enough metal to pay for that debit. So we basically do the exchange for you, so you don't have to go back to your secure location, grab the metal you think you're going to need, take it to a dealer, get the money from them, and either go spend it or put it back in the bank so you can have access to it. This is something that I've been taking advantage of now for probably 4 years. I've been settling pretty much all of my transactions in metal. So when I make a house payment, that metal's precious until the absolute positively last second it needs to be in order to settle that debit.
Now, a lot of people don't want to spend their metal. They just want to save it. They're waiting for another day when it's priced higher versus the U.S. dollar. What guarantees do they have? What safety and security do they have with storing physical metal with your company?
Another great question. What we do there is, while it's in our custody, it's fully insured, and then it's also third-party audited. That way, we are accountable. We're being very transparent. We're not like some other companies where they fractional reserve it, they loan it, they lease it, they hypothecate, rehypothecate, derivative, whatever you want to call it. We don't do. We're 100% collateralized, meaning if we have 10,000 ounces of client's metal in combination and they all came in at one time, they would all get their metal back. So there's a little bit of foundation there, and that's why I say you have your core position, allow us to be custodian of a small position. We don't want to take control of your metals. No, we only want to help you do the transactional part and make that exchange so that you don't have to worry about it. It's done automatically as the swipe of a debit card. That's all it takes.
Okay, now what separates you from like BitGold or this new, I guess, government-backed exchange in Utah?
Very good.
They have an Amex card, I believe, that you can use, and it goes against your gold in Utah.
I haven't caught on to that one yet. I've been in touch with Larry down in Utah a couple different times. I'd have to look into that. I don't know about that one. BitGold I'm very familiar with because I like to check out the competition, so to speak. So I became a user of their system, and I finally, took me about 2.5, 3 months when they finally started being able to release debit cards for U.S. citizens. And through that process, what I've discovered is that to redeem your gold, number one, we'll back it up first. To redeem your gold, if you want to take possession of it, if you're out of the country of Canada and in the U.S., you have a 25, or I guess it's a 1% redeeming fee, and then you also have shipping and insurance that you have to pay for. So it cost me about almost 20%, about 17, 18%. To get that 10 grams of gold sent back to me. So there's a little bit of extra overhead. I would have been better off going down to my bullion dealer and just strictly buying from them and or from myself. And so their debit card works very similar to Peter Schiff's debit card in Europe. There again, you can't be a U.S. citizen to participate with his program. But what they've done is you got a way to sell your gold or your metal and then load your card. It's a prepaid card. So it's pretty close, but it's not quite, because then you have to go back to estimating how much am I going to need to do this monthly deal or this or that, and then you have to figure it out on your own as to where we help you do that by you just use the card, and then we account for doing all of that for you.
How's the process start? Is it all online based? Do they need to call you?
There is some informational stuff. We have a website online that you can gather information basically from our flyer. And then there's also a application page where you can either email it back if you're comfortable with that and the security levels of email, or what I recommend is snail mail. I still am a little old-fashioned. I don't believe in the security of the internet, and so until we are really foundationally secure with what we believe is like banking style software and security, we're probably going to do it the old-fashioned way. Paper trail is how I do it now.
Dale Olmstead of Precious Metals Bullion Vault, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.